Well, he's back. Well, not really. Tucker Carlson makes his first comments after his quote-unquote firing from Fox in typical Tucker fashion. I'm Jazz Berganza, and this is what's next. Happy Thursday, everyone. Jazz Berganza, what's next? Your daily. Hope you guys are doing well today. Tucker Carlson. You would talk about a man on fire the last, 72 hours now. Since it's quote-unquote firing from Fox, people have been wondering, what's he going to do now? Of course, he's going to go independent. Is he doing a podcast? Is he going to sign with somebody? We'll talk about that later on in the video. But he wasn't spotted until now. Then again, would he have any comments? Yes, he does. Let's take a look. This comes out of Breitbart. Watch, Tucker Carlson releases statement after Fox News ouster, quote, "There is hope." Of course, in typical Tucker fashion, former Fox News host Tucker Carlson released a video statement 2 days after he parted ways with his former employer, where he called upon Americans to essentially abandon the uniparty complex and listen to new ideas. Released on Twitter, Tucker Carlson opened his with a reflection on decency of Americans, something that often gets clouded with the establishment media bubble, where people often confuse shouting matches with genuine discussion. True. Quote, "One of the first things you realize when you step outside the noise for a few days is how many genuinely nice people there are in the country. Kind and decent people. People who care about what's true. I know a bunch of hilarious people, a lot. I know a lot of those. It's going to be the majority of the population, even now, so that's heartening." Tucker explained how he made him realize that this intense stupidity displayed during the, quote, "most of the debates you see on television. They're completely irrelevant. They mean nothing. In 5 years, we won't even remember that we had them. Trust me, as someone who's participated. And yes, at the same time, this is an amazing thing. The undeniable big topics, the ones that would define our future, get virtually no discussion at all. War, civil liberties, emerging science, demographic change, corporate power, natural resources." Quote, "When was the last time you heard a legitimate debate about any of those issues?" He continued. "It's been a long time. Debates like that are not permitted in the American media." True. Carlson said that both political parties and their donor classes have basically decided what Americans will be talking about based on what benefits them. He likened the, quote, "consensus" to a one-party state, what some conservative activists often refer to as the uniparty. Quote, "Our current orthodoxies won't last. They're brain dead. Nobody actually believes them. Hardly anyone in life is improved by them. The movement is too inherently ridiculous to continue, so it won't. The people in charge notice that while they're historically and aggressive, they're afraid. They've given up their persuasion. They're resorting to force, but it won't work. We're honest people. They say what's true, calmly, without embarrassment. They become powerful." Carlson concluded the message with a call to hope. At the same time, the liars who have been trying to silence them shrink, and they become weaker. The iron law of the universe. True things prevail. Where can you still find Americans saying true things? There aren't many places left, but there are some, and that's enough. As long as you can hear the words, there is hope. See you soon. Cryptic? Maybe. Let's take a listen.
Good evening, it's Tucker Carlson. One of the first things you realize when you step outside the noise for a few days is how many genuinely nice people there are in this country. Kind and decent people, people who really care about what's true, and a bunch of hilarious people also, a lot of those. It's got to be the majority of the population, even now. So that's heartening. The other thing you notice when you take a little time off is how unbelievably stupid most of the debates you see on television are. They're completely irrelevant. They mean nothing. In 5 years, we won't even remember that we had them. Trust me, as someone who's participated. And yet at the same time, and this is the amazing thing, the undeniably big topics, the ones that will define our future, get virtually no discussion at all. War,
True.
Civil liberties, emerging science, demographic change, corporate power, natural resources. When was the last time you heard a legitimate debate about any of those issues? It's been a long time. Debates like that are not permitted in American media. Both political parties and their donors have reached consensus on what benefits them, and they actively collude to shut down any conversation about it. Suddenly, the United States looks very much like a one-party state. That's a depressing realization, but it's not permanent. Our current orthodoxies won't last. They're
True.
brain dead. Nobody actually believes them. Hardly anyone's life is improved by them. This moment is too inherently ridiculous to continue, and so it won't. The people in charge know this. That's why they're hysterical and aggressive. They're afraid. They've given up persuasion. They're resorting to force. But it won't work. When honest people say what's true, calmly and without embarrassment, they become powerful. At the same time, the liars who've been trying to silence them shrink, and they become weaker. That's the iron law of the universe. True things prevail. Where can you still find Americans saying true things? There aren't many places left, but there are some, and that's enough. As long as you can hear the words, there is hope. See you soon.
Interesting. So we go from that to this. Washington Examiner. Tucker Carlson appears unfazed by Fox ousting in new footage. On the heels of a high-profile exit, Tucker Carlson appeared unfazed in a golf cart in Florida with his wife. Footage emerged on Wednesday of Carlson driving a golf cart with his wife, Susan Andrews, and looking happy despite the sudden split with the cable news network. Retirement is going great so far, he reportedly told the Daily Mail. Charlie Kirk, Tucker Carlson Daily Mail. Tucker Carlson doesn't give two fucks. Nice. About his ouster from the network, gleefully telling Daily Mail his future plans while tooling off to a romantic date with his wife, Susan. I haven't eaten dinner with my wife on a weekend in 7 years, he said, adding about his future, appetizers plus entree. My thoughts. From what I just saw and what you just saw, I don't think he's worried about getting back in the saddle anytime soon. Now, from what I'm hearing, is that Tucker is still tied to Fox for at least another year, so he may just be benched. Now, of course, that prevents him from signing with any kind of major entity like your CNNs, your MSNBCs, your legacy media. Excuse me. But I don't think that's going to hamper him. As you saw with his comments on Twitter, he could do that every night. He could throw 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes out there every single night. He's not worried about getting paid because right now he is like Scrooge McDuck sitting on that pile of gold. But what's the future hold? I've talked about it in a number of videos already, and other people have. Of course, now he is an independent free agent. So if he's tied to Fox for the next year, could he go podcast? He's not signing with anybody. Not a problem. But in the meantime, as you saw, at a golf outing in Florida with his wife, Susan, I really don't think that money or making comments is going to be a problem for him. No, don't see it. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? More just like this? Excuse me. Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit the notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. And we'll see you next time. Peace.